but I'm here to talk about the Order of the Torch. And I really appreciate the fact that it's already been sort of mentioned already. So when you're looking at this, keep in mind that the Order of the Torch isn't just an award. It really is a scrapbook. So think of it as a scrapbook. So you want to use it to sort of showcase everything you've done for the year. You want to demonstrate all the activities that you've had on campus. The nice thing about it is once you've actually created this scrapbook, you can actually use it to recruit new members. So it's like a slideshow you can have going in the background when you're doing tabling or you're having information meetings and so on. It's also nice to put up on the website if you actually have a website or on social media accounts and so on. But for the purpose of this, Order of the Torch really is a national award. So it's a very prestigious award. The one thing you want to keep track of is we do know when we present the award how large the chapter is. So we're not going to hold University of Oklahoma and let's say Otterbein University to the exact same standards because they're different sizes. You know, I'm from a smaller chapter. We have about 3,500 undergraduates at my school. So we definitely wouldn't be connected to the University of Connecticut. However, we have different programs and we still have wonderful ideas as we're taking a look at it. So as Travis mentioned before, there are really 4 criteria that this is based on. The first is chapter involvement, and that chapter involvement means service, events, that can be social events, but we're really looking for active participation by members. So how involved are your members in the chapter? There's also chapter communication. And so what we mean by that are you communicating with your members through email? Are you doing social media? Are you putting flyers around campus? Do you have agendas that you're creating for your meetings? Do you have a secretary who's creating minutes either for the executive meetings or for the general meetings, etc.? Anything you're doing to communicate with your members, this is exactly what we're looking for under chapter communication. On chapter visibility, we're looking for not only how are you visible on campus, but also in the community. So we're looking for both as we're going through this. And then finally, presentation. And presentation is it attractive? Is it organized? Is what that comes down to. So I'm going to delve a little bit deeper into each one of these. So when you're looking at chapter involvement, I mentioned before, it's based on the size of the chapters. So we understand that when you're dealing with small chapters, that you may have a meeting that looks like this. This may be your general body meeting because there aren't that many people who are active. Whereas if you're in a larger chapter, your meeting could be in a room that holds 200 people, depending, okay? It includes service. For example, here people are making blankets that they're going to give away to a hospital. It's social. Up here, obviously, they are enjoying snacks and so on before exams, and, along with the general meetings. As Travis mentioned before, partner with other organizations. You don't have to do everything yourself, and it doesn't have to be big. Here's an example of where people were posted Post-it notes across campus, and they were just going through to encourage people during midterms and so on. So the important part is whatever you are doing, take pictures. Take pictures at every service organization, every social, every meeting, every activity. You want pictures because those are the things you want. You actually want to see people engaged and involved. So chapter communication is very similar. Just keep samples. For example, if you are sending out emails to all your members, just throw in an example of some of those emails. You saw before that some people have newsletters, so just throw in some of those. I'm sure almost everybody's posting on social media, so you can definitely throw those in there as well. So anything you are doing, actually just include it to show the communication. So if you have a secretary who's taking minutes at every meeting, just include an example of some of those minutes. If you have an agenda, include the agenda. Whatever you're doing to pass it on, just continue that you're demonstrating it inside your scrapbook. Visibility is all about anything you are doing to get your name out there. So for example, if you're tabling across campus, if you are having interest meetings, if you are posting on social media, if you send a letter home, if you have a news article that came out either in the local newspaper or maybe your online school newspaper, if you were at a service event and you are wearing your ALD shirts to promote ALD, if you were on social media and you were doing Tuesday, T-shirt Tuesday or whatever, and you have people posted there, whatever you were doing to get your name out there, just include pictures of it and examples. And then finally, presentation. And presentation doesn't have to be fancy. It could be something as simple as over here. For example, they sort of combined everything. They had a picture, they had the site that was used, the flyer they used in social media. They actually had the sign-up sheet to show the people who were there. It was all combined. Another one here actually used a table of contents to help organize it. And so they broke it down in terms of what it was, page by page, looking at it. And then here's one where you actually have a theme, where they decided to do the game of life for Alpha Lambda Delta for their actual scrapbook. All of this is completely up to you as we're going through this. You can literally be as creative as you want to. Now, I'm going to go through and show you where this is. I know Travis showed you this a few minutes ago, but I want to show you just how much is actually there. If we go, here we go. If you go to nationalald.org, if you go over to programs, under programs, you will actually see Order of the Torch. And if you click on Order of the Torch, it takes you to scrapbooks for this year. And there were 3 people who got Order of the Torch awards this year. And if you look at them, all 5 of them are dramatically different. No 2 are following the exact same format. Each one is organized very differently. Some are organized in chronological order. This is what we did the very first day. This is what we did the very last day. Some are ordered based on the actual criteria. These are our meetings. This is our service, etc. It is completely what you are comfortable with. But what I want to point out with is when you come down here below these 5, you can actually click here to see past Order of the Torch winners. And if you click on that, you will see that it goes back a long way. We are going back all the way back to looking at, oh, it keeps on going, all the way back to 2000, 1990s, and so on. So every single one of these is a link. You can click on any of these that are highlighted in blue, and let's just click on this one. And oops, I'm sorry, maybe that one's not a good one to click on. But when you click on some of these other ones, it will click on it and can take you to that actual website. Okay, you can see the actual, I'll click on this one because I know this one works, because that's ours. And so when you click on it, it'll actually take you to the scrapbook, and you can sort of scroll through and see how it's organized, what did they do, etc. The one things I do want to mention as we're going through this is something that's actually not mentioned in the actual criteria for scrapbook, but every single scrapbook has it. It's basically the officers. Whenever you have a scrapbook, make sure you show your executive board. Also, make sure you have something a little bit about your particular university. Once again, something just to sort of make it look like yours. You'll notice over here, you also have maintaining the flame. I'm just going to mention that ever so quickly. Once you receive the Order of the Torch Award, I say once you receive, because I'm assuming everyone here is going to create a beautiful scrapbook. Once you do that, you're not eligible again for several years. But what you can do is apply for maintaining the flame. And maintaining the flame is the exact same criteria as the Order of the Torch. So once you've won the Order of the Torch, you can just keep doing it year after year. And the wonderful thing as you go through this is it keeps material, it keeps the incentive going on. And a lot of times it'll actually build yearly activities that'll just automatically start to happen because of what's going on and the continuity that you're